What is up, Chuck? How are you guys doing today? I'm going to ramble at you, if I may, for a little bit. This is my third time trying to record this because I don't like how I keep wording things, and I know that's so stupid, but I'm picky, I guess. Let me bring this down just a hair. Lock that in. Okay. It's November. I really like the month of November. I feel like it is a very underrated month. I feel like it's a time for reflection, for sort of a grieving, if you will, a grieving period, a mourning period of, the year gone past, and kind of just a reflection on who we are as people and where we want to go into this, new coming spring season that's only a few months away, right? And I think there's something really sacred in that energy. I really like it. There's a melancholy associated with the month of November, and it's not ruined with the celebratoriness of October or December. It's allowed to simply be what it is, and I really like that. There's an authenticity to November that I really enjoy a lot. So with that, I was thinking about this year and how it's gone for me, and it's gone awful. Okay, it has been terrible. But also, at the same time that it's been so stressful and so terrible, this has been the happiest period of my life. Like, I didn't think, past me never would have believed that, stress and happiness can coexist in tandem. I never really, I mean, they sound so polar opposite, it doesn't seem like it would even be feasibly possible. If you're super stressed out, how could you possibly be happy? It's a good question to ask, honestly. It comes down to a very simple idea. I was driving home from getting groceries today, and the sun had come out for just a brief moment, and it hit my arm, and it felt really warm and nice. And I said out loud to no one, to myself, I was like, this is what happiness is. Happiness is the sun. It's never truly gone. The sun is eternal. The sun is always there. It never really goes anywhere. There might be doom and gloomy clouds, there might be hurricanes, there might be seasonal things that kind of interrupt, your atmosphere, but on the whole, the sun is always there. It doesn't go anywhere, right? And I think everlasting happiness or personal satisfaction operates the exact same way. And y'all have heard me talk a little bit about anger and stuff, and how I believe that anger is one of the most important emotions that we have. And the reason why, a quick recap, is that anger sets us in motion, right? It gets us up onto our feet after being dormant, and it makes us fight for ourselves and self-actualize and self-advocate. And doing those things, standing up for yourself or whatever, or taking actions to protect yourself, that's self-love in practice. Now, people like to, aggrandize self-love as like this, or self-care as this thing that means that you have to spend a bunch of money, do a whole bunch of procedures and whatever. That's not it. That's you can do all that stuff. I enjoy a good pedicure, who doesn't? But that's not what self-love and self-care is, right? It's simply taking care of the self, putting your needs and your well-being, putting those things first. That's all it is. That's really all it is. And when you allow yourself to be angry, and I'm using anger in terms of righteous anger, which is standing up, avenging the self. That's what I'm getting at. When you allow yourself to stand up and protect yourself, you are teaching yourself that you are worth something, that you are worth protecting. And if you are someone that doesn't really have very good self-esteem, that's an important first step to developing your foundation for happiness. The sun has nothing that it can shine on if there is no earth, if there is no foundation, right? You need to create an atmosphere for your happiness to exist within. So you have to start by doing certain practicing things. If you're in a low spot, if you have low self-esteem, or if you are someone who's been victimized in some way, learn how to get mad, learn how to advocate, learn how to speak up, learn how to take no shit from people. Not in a be aggressive and be mean, but simply learn how to advocate. That's what I mean. Once you can do that, your foundation is very clear. And happiness becomes a lot more attainable. And so then you start feeling it more often. And the thing is it takes practice. Sustaining it. Feeling it is one thing. Feeling happy is one thing. Sustaining it is a whole other thing. And that takes practice. It takes practice to be happy, to sustain it in your life. And that's what nobody will tell you. But that's all it is. It takes practice. The easiest way to do that is to, count your blessings, or write out or say aloud your gratitudes for the day, the things that you are grateful for. Make a list. And do it as often as you want to, Not as like a chore, but do it as a, just something to do, right? Do that. Start there. And you'll realize there's so much that even the things are going wrong. Yes, the price of rent is going up. Groceries are too high. This election seems really crazy. There's a bunch of stuff going on in the world right now that's really scary, okay? There's a bunch of stuff going on in your life right now that's really stressful, that causes you to be anxious or not sleep well at night, or to be irritable the next day, or to feel sad or depressed. And you feel like you have no control over how things are going, and like everything is hopeless, right? We have all been there. We have everyone's been there, and if you haven't yet, your turn is coming. Suffering doesn't skip anybody. It's generous to everyone, okay? But you can suffer and still be happy. You can be stressed and still have happiness. It sounds crazy. It sounds, like they would be, opposed forever, and like it's not possible, but I am telling you now, it absolutely is. It starts with counting your blessings, but it doesn't end there, Certain practicing things, just noticing the good parts in life, noticing how the air feels in November, trying to find the gifts in things, like how I was saying about November. I think there's a great gift in November. It's a very gloomy period of the year, right? Very gray, rainy, or snowy, depending on where you are. So you spend a lot of time indoors, or mentally, you spend a lot of time inside your head or in your heart, thinking, feeling, contemplating, reflecting, right? Those are necessary things. We need to do that. It is a gift. So take the things that you are given and start to frame them in a different way. These are not messages you haven't heard before. I'm saying things that you've heard probably many times throughout your life. But it really is that simple. And the thing is that happiness and stress can coexist, okay? I have financial stress. I have medical concerns I need to take care of. I've got stuff with my house, taxes I'm supposed to pay. I've got a bunch of stuff I have to do, okay? Stuff with my job, little things, big things, everything, right? And me, I struggle with perfectionism, and part of that is when you are a perfectionist, the reason why perfectionists are so unhappy is because not only do they notice every little thing, they notice every little thing that is wrong, and they do not allow themselves to be satisfied until all the little wrong things have been corrected, right? Well, in life, things are never going to be perfect. You're never going to have, even the people you think are perfect are not perfect, and they have issues that you just don't see, or that they don't talk about or glamorize. But you're never going to have the best hair, the best skin, the best house, the best car, the best wife, the best kids, the best blah, blah, blah. You're never going to have the best and the perfect anything. You're just not. So let go of that. You're always going to have, troubles, struggles, whatever. They're going to come and they're going to pass. You've got to learn how to weather your storms and to have a instinctual and deep intrinsic understanding that happiness will come back to you, that the sun will always come back. And to find little things to appreciate about whatever awful circumstance you're living through. There's a reason we go through what we go through, right? People love to say, people are so nihilistic nowadays, and they love to say that life has no meaning. There is some truth to that. Life really doesn't have a meaning until you ascribe it one. Life does not have meaning until you decide what the meaning of your life is to you. That's all. When you decide your fate, your destiny, if you say, I'm going to be an artist, I'm going to be a writer, my life's mission, my life's work is to love everyone the best way that I can, to spread that love into that joy, whatever it might be. When you decide what your life is going to be about and you give it meaning, congratulations, life is no longer meaningless. And the only people who say that it is are people who have not decided to give their life any meaning that means something to them. It has nothing to do with your faith or anything like that. It has everything to do with what you want out of it. This is about personal satisfaction, personal, happiness and fulfillment. That is tied to everlasting happiness. It's not about extreme highs to combat extreme lows. It's about having a nice, even baseline that can survive all the lows and that gets to enjoy more of the high points, right? That's what it's about. So anyway, we are at 11 minutes in. I think that's perfect, since this is a November and happiness themed video. So I'm going to cap it here. Thank you for listening. I hope this was useful. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have a great day. Write some gratitudes, and think about all the things that are going wrong and how they are small compared to all the things that are going right. And one of the things going right is the fact that you are still here on this space rock, and you're living and breathing, and you're doing great. And I love you, and I'm proud of you. All right, bye.